Hey guys. Hi. Happy New Year. Happy 2022. I know this is completely unplanned, but that's the way we're doing things around here these days. So, welcome to my channel. I'm Biba. This is Biba's Blessings Box, where we talk about spiritual concepts, we talk about energy and life, because life be lifing. And if you enjoy the content on this channel, you're liking the videos, you're wanting to see more for sure, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click that bell for notifications of uploads and when I just feel like popping on, because you're going to need to. I just decided that maybe what would be good for me is just to pop on when I feel like talking and not when I don't. And sometimes I feel like talking when it's completely informal, unscheduled. I'm just in a space where I'm feeling inspired or that I want to share or something like that, as opposed to some more formal like invitation with everything all planned out and thumbnail already pre-done and all that amazing stuff, which takes work on the front end. But then there are times when I'm scheduled to show up and I'm just don't want to do it. It's just I don't feel like it. So anyway, here we are. And I wanted to talk to you guys about the update or the energy forecast for January. Given that this is completely off the cuff and I just felt like talking, you're going to get it real raw today. It's going to be rawer than normal. I'm probably going to drop a couple of F bombs or maybe a number of F bombs, and probably stumble all over the place, but it's just what it is over here in these streets. So, January, starting off the new year 2022, what is this, day four? Um, this has already been very interesting energy. I'm paying attention to my own energy and how I'm feeling about the start to the new year, and I'm also reading different status messages from people, and kind of going around talking to my friends and noticing what they're saying and what they're feeling as far as the new year, which is that it feels a little interesting. I know that a lot of times when we're starting off in the new year, like people have resolutions and intentions and mantras and they want to go hard. They're at the gym, they got a lot of stuff to do. People are going back into the office after they've had their, time off with their family and whatnot. So there's this great push typically at the start of the new year, like, you're just getting off the line and you're trying to move it along, like just somebody shot a gun and you guys are just running and everybody's just ready to go and charge into the new year. But this energy feels a bit different, and I don't know that you may have noticed that or not, but it is different. And what it feels like is that the wrong answer is to go hard. Going hard ain't the move. You may do it because you feel like you need to, or because you actually do need to, because of the work that you do, or just how you normally do things. But there is an inherent thing inside of you that's like, I really don't want to do all of that. Or you feel like you're fighting against yourself in order to be that way. And my question to you is, why fight? Why are you fighting? And I'm asking you that question because I ask myself the same thing. When this year first started, I did, I think the last video that I did, it was a live energy ritual where, it sounds crazy, like I like cut the head off a chicken or something crazy. That's not crazy. Don't mean to be disrespectful. Like that would be crazy for me to do. But yeah, no, I didn't cut the head off of a chicken or any kind of ritual like that. But what I did do was I shared an energetic ritual that I do at the end of the year where I clear the energy. I'm a bit reflective and I say my what I'm grateful for and do some energy healing or just clearing around the prior year, the outgoing year, and then I invite in the new year. That's typically what I do. But the last couple of years, I've been sharing it with people. So I've done it live. Now, this year though, I didn't like the energy. It's like something about it wasn't right. But I wanted to do it because I've been pushing myself to do more in my business. I've been pushing myself to do more um, in terms of activities, in some terms of making myself, putting myself out there, being consistent, being on schedule. And it has become not the best move. While I'm happy and proud of myself for the work that I have done, it is feeling like that's not the way for me to be. And normally, what I would do is that I would continue to push myself along, even when it doesn't feel like that's the right thing to do for me, because I don't want to seem like I'm all over the place. I don't want to seem, I want to be consistent, and it's important to do things do the things that I commit to. And you may be feeling that too about how you're being, whether it's your personal relationships, the work that you do, a project that you're working on, a particular friendship. Like you could look back on this last year and say, I've been doing a lot. I've done a lot of work. I've been really moving the needle here. And now you're at this place at the start of the new year where you are literally being asked, but is this what you want to do? How are you feeling about the place where you find yourself? Did you want to be farther along? Are you on the right path? Are you on the path at all for what it is that you desire? Yes, you've done a lot. You've really been driving home the point. You've been driving hard. You've gotten to this particular point, but is this actually the place where you want to be? Those are some hard questions. And so after I got off the live, I was sitting there in these feelings, in this energetic space of I don't think this is right. This doesn't feel right to me. Something about this feels off. And my first response is snap out of it. You've got work to do. Keep going. That's my first response. But in my heart, I was like, I don't think that's what I'm supposed to do. I don't think this is supposed to be so hard. I don't think that this is the right way to do this, whatever this is. Maybe I need to take a step back. And then I want to fight with myself about taking the step back, right? So this month really is around pretty much what I'm talking about, which is the questions. When you look back at where you are and what you're doing, how you're feeling about that, because that is absolutely really important. The energy that you're putting into doing the things that you're doing, and you're like, wonderful. But when you really sit with where you are right now, do you feel like your investment of time, of blood, sweat, and tears, of sacrifice, of money, of all of those opportunities, all of that, do you feel like your own personal investment is worth where you are right now? Was it worth it? And I'm sure you can say, you can find ways to make it really worth it. Oh, yes, I learned so many lessons. I met so many wonderful people. I've done so many amazing things. You can convince yourself that that's the case, but you don't have to convince yourself, really, because it's just you and me. No, you don't have to tell me, but you don't have to convince yourself. You can be honest with yourself. And just because if the answer is no, it wasn't worth it, it doesn't mean that you have to do anything with it right now. It doesn't mean you have to do anything with it at all. Just be honest with yourself. Because this month is about the question, it's about the evaluation, it's about the structure, it's about restructuring, it's about rejiggering, it's about judging. Maybe not judging. Maybe it's more about the restructure. And you have to answer some questions first. And those are the questions that I shared. Like, in all honesty, are you happy with the place that you are in right now? And if you're not, then you got to say you're not. And that is the start to building the foundation, to shoring up the structures that you already have in place, the systems that you already have in place. Because if you have systems in place to keep you going on a dead end road, then what good is the system? It's not. If you have systems in place to keep you in this place where you are really having to do a whole lot just to take one step, then maybe that's not the right step. I'm not saying that life or the journey is without hardship or that there should not be a period where you are working hard. I mean, working hard is just, it is a part of life, it is part of the gig. But there's ease here too. There is beauty here too. There's joy here too. There's contentment here too. And everything can't feel like a heavy fucking lift. Because if everything feels like a heavy fucking lift, then what, where, like, you can have this. You can fucking have this. Nobody wants to be living life where they feel like every waking moment of the day you are going to be lifting heavy every second. Who wants to do that? And you don't have to. That's the kicker. You don't have to. So I'm sitting here, New Year's Eve, in my party dress, after I gave this energy ritual, after I did that with people, and I'm sitting in this place. And what I said to myself is, once this new year starts, next year starts, I am not going to be in the same place. I'm not going to be in the same feeling space. I'm not going to be in the same headspace. Things are going to be different. I'm proud of the work that I've done. It's gotten me here, but this ain't it, is what I said to myself. This ain't it. And this month is about saying that if that's how you feel. And then it's about restructuring. And I had a conversation with a really good friend for Nature Church, and what she said was giving yourself permission. And that resonated with me so much. So this month is about giving yourself the permission to take a step back, to reevaluate where you are and what your desires are, to truly look at the effort that you've put in place, the effort that you've taken, the things that you've been able to achieve, um, and what you've been able to accomplish so far, and ask yourself, is this really, can this be sustained? Can I continue to do this in this way? Is this thing the thing that I truly desire to do? Um, because if it's not, then got to do something else. Got to do something else. And it may, you know what, let me take that back. So it may not even be that you have to do something else entirely globally. It could be you got to do it a different way. Maybe the way that you've been doing it is not the way to do it. If for me, I have to feel a sense of happiness in what I'm doing. I have to have a sense of flow in what I'm doing. Like, I have to be balanced. I have no problem taking action. I have no problem moving forward and being a driver and all that. This past year, 2021, has shown me that that's a lane I could be in all day. Now, I'm surprised about it because it's not been, I'm not going to say it's never been a lane I've been in, but I was able to acknowledge that I do that. Like, I don't just sit around. I've never been one to sit around, but there's a certain way that I like working. And I had learned in my former job that the way to work was under pressure with deadlines and hardship and, just overkill all the time, putting out fires, things like that. That's what I've learned in a lot of my work experience, especially my last one. But that doesn't mean that that is how you have to work, and it does, and I definitely don't like working like that. I do better when I have space and when there's balance, where I'm able to step away and take a break and then pick things back up. So I don't have a problem working a 10 or 12-hour day, but I do if I'm expected to be up at 5 working, and I can't take a lunch break because I'm working, and I can barely eat dinner because I'm working, and I can't talk on the phone or check my email for 5 fucking seconds because I'm working. Like, that kind of 10 to 12-hour day is not a day I could do. But if I can start my day at 9 a.m. or I can start it at 10 a.m. after I've walked and had tea, or, took my little ritual showers that I like to, and put on my smell goods that make me feel good and play the music I like to, and then work for, an hour or 2 hours, and then take a little stretch break. And then if I can have a 10 to 12 hour day like that, then I got no problems. I can't do that all the time though. I can't do that all the time. But the point is that I have no problem like working. Working isn't a problem, but I have to be happy about the work that I'm doing. I have to see returns, regular returns on the work that I'm doing. And I have to have a particular kind of energy to be in that space to do the work that I'm doing. So if I'm not feeling happy, if I'm not seeing a return, if I'm feeling like I'm pushing a boulder up a hill and I've been doing that now for a year or two or whatever, then my energy starts to wane. And then I bring that to the work that I do, and that's not the way that I want to be. So this month really is about giving myself permission to step back. And it's the same for you. Give yourself permission to just take a breather, take a break, step back, ask yourself these questions, answer honestly, answer honestly. And then once you've come to terms with what is true, then just sit with that. You don't have to do anything right now. Sometimes that's the only thing that you need to do. And then since you've given yourself a break, there's some answers that may come. There may be some new things that come up, new opportunities that come to you. You just never know. Just never know. So give yourself permission. Let yourself allow for the potential for restructuring your life, your relationships, your business, your work, your body, whatever it is. It could be any number of things. But this month is about dialing back a little bit, going inside just a little bit, asking yourself reflective, reevaluative questions, and then moving from there. So you don't have to start off with a full-blown sprint. You can start off with a little jog or a brisk walk. Because there's time for all of that other stuff. There's time for the brisk walk. There's time for the sprint. There's time for the full out haul ass. There's, where you want to be is allowing the energy of what's swirling about, collective energy to support you in what you're moving forward. And if the energy right now isn't supporting, which it isn't, you like shooting out of a barrel, then it's just better not to. Don't fight it. Stop fighting. Yeah, this is the time that we're going to be building some structures and reshifting some things. So give yourself permission to allow that to happen. Let me see what else is coming up. It feels like there's going to be a release period too. Not necessarily now, probably towards the middle to the end of the month. If you do this part right, I mean, maybe not right probably isn't the word, but if you do this part at all, where you do take a breather, you do take a step back, and you're paying attention also to the cycle, like we're in the winter months. This is the time that we're hibernating. This is the time that we're going indoors, we're being warm, we're reflecting, we're evaluating, and we're really planning and strategizing. So that when we've really got it together and the energy is supporting it, then we can like shoot out there, especially during the spring months. So the winter, this is that time. So there is release that's going to be coming simply by sitting still, or at least taking it easy, not exerting too much energy on these outward things. Like if you give yourself some space and you really do sit with yourself, there's going to be some things that come up to help you to release some things that you're holding on to. And what it feels like is that's going to be released is going to be around like your way of being. Like what is it that you're holding on to that makes you think that you have to do things this way? What makes you think that you have to be this kind of person? What makes you think that you have to identify in this way when it's not you, or it's not you anymore? So the 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 stories, the identity that's not your own, or the way of being that you no longer align with, or the things that you are unlearning so that you can really show up, whatever is hindering that is what's going to be coming up to be released towards the middle to the end of the month. So you might feel that you're a bit emotional, might feel that you're a little bit withdrawn, might feel like, there's just so much inside of you that is coming out. So be careful. Allow yourself to let those feelings come up to be released. And that may mean grounding yourself more. So that could look like walking out in nature. That's one of my favorites. Could be taking baths, could be journaling, could be like plants, tending to plants, gardening, things like that, getting your hands in some dirt, prayer, of course, meditation, those kinds of things to really get yourself anchored so that as these things come out of you, up and out of you, then you are not like going off the handle and cussing nobody out. Please don't do that. Or look, cuss them out in a story you've written. You can kill them off in a story, but not in real life. Can't do that. So that is going to help you to really step more into who you are, who you truly are, and how you're meant to be. So that really is all I have, because y'all know I can just be rambling on. Um, do what makes sense to you. And saying that for myself too. Do what makes sense to me. And I actually enjoyed coming on here in this way. Like, just it's a what's today? It's Tuesday. My God, on a Tuesday afternoon, just felt like coming on and sharing. And it's not an hour long situation, it's not all formal. And I feel good about having come on like this. So I'm going to do more of these. Like, if I feel like coming on to talk about different topics, different spiritual topics, or just about life in general, and, you know, a story that I want to share, whatever, then this is what we're doing. So again, make sure that you are subscribed and you have hit that notification bell, because there's nobody on right now. And I have a pretty nice group of followers already, and or subscribers, I should say. And they missed it. They missed it live. So it's an opportunity to ask questions and share how they're feeling and where they are, that has been missed because they just missed it. But if you click that bell, then you get notified that I am live, and you can come on and say, "What it do?" Ask questions, and we can rap. We can talk. So, but this isn't going to be the last one of these. See, restructuring. This is what it looks like. Giving myself permission to do something different in the spur of the moment. Like, you got this real and raw. I probably rambled on some, like I'm doing right now, and probably also some places in the video. But look, it's only 23 minutes as opposed to an hour and some change, which is what I've been doing. So anyway, thank you all for being here. Do subscribe to the channel. If you were looking for cards, I didn't feel like pulling any cards. But I do pull cards and give like a card for, who the hell are those people? Anyway, I do pull cards and give a collective card for the month. Sometimes not sometimes, but I do also do a goddess pull of the month. And I also pull cards for messages around collective messages for the new moon and also the full moon. But I do that at my buy me a channel, buy me a coffee membership site. So if you go to buy me a coffee, www.buymeacoffee.com/Ms. Biba, Biba, you will see the different membership tiers there. There are 3 of them. So believe it's either the half moon and the full moon. Both of those tiers have some level of oracle card or tarot card activity. So if you're interested, that's where you can find it. I'll be back to come on here whenever the hell I'm on here and chat with you guys. If you're looking at this later on at some point, because ain't nobody here right now, Definitely leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're going through, what's happening for you. Does this resonate for you? What are some of the things that you would like to see and hear about on the channel? And any suggestions, some things that you need aside money, because I can't help you there. Um, let me know, and I definitely will respond. So take care, guys. Happy New Year. I'm wishing all of you a healthy, safe, prosperous, amazing new year. And I believe strongly that it can be that for all of us. Just got to make sure we remember what is important and we continue to do our work, our inner work, our internal work, spiritual work, all do our work. That's what we're here to do. Feel the feelings, do the work. So, anyway, that's it. That's all. And I will talk to you guys when I talk to y'all. Bye.